basics of GeoGebra. If you have installed GeoGebra, let's fire it up. Mine is on the dock here, so I'm going to click it. It's loading now. Let's wait. Okay. So this is how the screen will look like when you first start GeoGebra. So I'm going to reposition this. And then when I click once, the box goes away. So let's look at the screen here. So there's a couple of things you need to know. First of all, the user interface. Here we see the graphics view. This is where all the action happens. The graphs get plotted. This is the algebra view, the algebra panel. This is where all the equations will show up. All the work that is done here, the equivalent equations will be shown over here. And the third part that you need to be very familiar and aware of is the input bar. This is where all the equations will be typed in. Over here we have the menu. If you hover over each of these buttons, you will see exactly what it is. There will be a help menu that will pop up. So we're going to familiarize ourselves with two buttons here. First one is the move graphics view. Now once I've clicked this, I can reposition this X and Y axis. I can drag up and down to change the scale. So this allows me to move the XY axis depending on the graph that has been plotted. Now the second button here is the move button. Once an object has been created here, then I need to select it by using the move button. Make sure that you're pressing the relevant buttons before you execute your commands. Okay, let's start here with some very basic equation. Okay, I'm going to type here at the input bar y equals to 2 times, notice this, I'm using a star which is on the 8 above the 8 number 8 button on your keyboard, times x plus 3. Now once I've typed the equation, I just need to press enter on the keyboard and you will see that there's a straight line here. This is called line A, which is y equals to 2x plus 3. Now like I said just now, I want to press this move graphics button and reposition this graph so I can see it very clearly. Okay, and you can see the equation is written down here in the algebra panel. So if I want to select this line, then I need to press the move button and I can select the line. Now we will get into this later, but I'll show you what I can do once I've selected the line. I can right click, go to object properties, and then I can change the color, and I can even change the style. I can make it thicker. I have line options here. I'm going to stick with this and I'm going to close this window, and you see that this line has changed in thickness and in color. Let's plot another line. This time I'm going to plot a graph y equals to x square. For square, you use the symbol above number 6 on your keyboard to the power of 2. So that's y equals to x power of 2 minus, let's say, 4. I'm going to press enter, and then you see this curve, quadratic function. Now I want to press move graphics view again, and I'm going to kind of move this around so that I can see both equations clearly, and you will see that y equals to x squared plus 4 is shown here. So this is how you plot simple lines and graphs, okay, by pressing the equivalent equations right in the input bar. Just remember, for 2 times x, you need to use the star symbol, and for x power of 2, you use the symbol above the number 6 in your keyboard menu. Okay, so just give it a shot. Try plotting a few equations. You can try the ones that I plotted here, and then you can put a few more equations on your own. Now, if you want to delete these equations, they're very easy. Just highlight this. If I click here, if you see the box is not shaded, if it's shaded, it shows up. I can make this go and come away as well. If I want to delete the equations altogether, I can right click on the equation here or here, and then I can just press the command delete, and the line goes away, and I can start putting another equation. You can put as many equations as you want. Give it a shot. Go through this video one more time if you're not sure. Just make sure that you are familiar with being able to put equations on this graphics panel, be able to see it, the exact equation in the algebra panel, and be familiar with move and move graphics view. Okay, I'll show one more time how to change the thickness and color of this quadratic function. Select, right click with your mouse, go to object properties. Maybe this time I'll change the line type, line style, make it thicker, and then color. Let's say we try pink, bright pink. There you go, and you can see this equation here. Alright, so this is lesson 1, basics of GeoGebra. Have fun, and I'll see you in lesson 2.